as you know, that Jerome have joined us early 2022. Early, yes, 2022, yes, in January. So he just have this contact you regarding the 5W, the system you have, what application available. After that, we come up with one solution. This solution, it is called DHIS2. I think most of you know it. It is District Health Information System, and we just create our apps. So in this app, we divide it to three things. For now, we have it. Jerome, he just finalized aggregated data in the data entry inside DHIS2. It is similar to 5W. So if you want to report a 5W and DHIS2, you just install this package. And we will explain for you, not today, but maybe in the training materials, how you install this package to DHIS2. Also, we have here Ibrahim Anam. He is the developer for case management. So in the next week, we will speak further about case management. I think no country they have an application as a case management. For example, you can track every child and mother in OTB, inpatient, outpatient, screening, TCP, IYCF. Also, we will have, speaking about material need analysis, I think most of you use this tool as Excel sheet that we prepare it with Victoria to let us know the people in need and severity ranking. So for next week, it will be more in case management and material need analysis. Also for people interested in customized DHIS2. So if anyone, for example, know to go further, how to hide a column, how to add a data element, how to, how to add the health facilities. This is more technical inside DHIS2. Maybe we will have it next week. For today, I will hand over to Jerome. Thanks, Jerome. He will explain for us aggregated data, 5W, we can, as we know, and also the dashboard. And if you have any question just after this call, after Jerome presentation, you can go ahead and ask Jerome. Thank you. Over to you, Jerome. Thank you.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, everybody. I would like, I haven't met most of the people here. I only know Magnat and Shabib and Ibrahim. So just for the sake of icebreaking, I'll just take 2 minutes and I'll ask us all to introduce ourselves. And I'll start with Hashim Jelle, because I can see you from the top of my screen. So can you please tell us who you are and where you are and what you do?
Yeah, thank you, Jerome. My name is Hashim Adenjelle. I'm the Information Management Officer for Somalia Nutrition Cluster.
Okay, thank you, Hashim. Mabasa, please. Mabasa Farao.
Thank you very much. Good day, everyone. My name is Mabasa Farao. I'm the Nutrition Cluster Coordinator for Myanmar. I had earlier had a discussion with Shabib about the fact that it could have been better if our IMO had attended this training, this meeting. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they are going to attend because there are time zones issues. In Myanmar, they are kind of, it's around around 6 o'clock p.m. right now. I'm fortunate. I'm currently still in Zimbabwe, so the time zone issue is not really affecting me. But yeah, I'm the Nutrition Cluster Coordinator and not the IMO. And thank you very much for the chance.
Thank you, Mabasa. My screen is a bit. So now, okay, Magnat, my screen has gone. The view has gone different now. Okay. Sorry, Rachel L.
Me. Hi, Jerome. Hi, Shabib. Hi, everyone. So I'm Rachel Lozano, and I also recently joined the GNC. as ISC help desk, so intersectoral collaboration help desk, and I'm based in Geneva. So for me, it's more a general introduction because I don't know all those tools. So thanks a lot, Shabib, for letting me participate to this training. I'm looking forward. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. Lucy Minor. Lucy, are you there?
What's happening? Yeah. Yes, I'm there. My network is really bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, just joining in now. This is Lucy Maina from Kenya country office, and I have been supporting nutrition information, including DHIS2. Over, thank you. I hope that is what was expected of me.
Yeah, that's fine. Adamu Yerima.
Hello, my name is Adamu Yerima. I am from Medical Research Office, formerly Information Management Officer, now Surveillance and Data Management Consultant supporting the nutrition sector and sector. Jerome, we worked together on RI project, RI module for DHIS2 while I was with NSTOP as data manager in Nigeria in 2014-15. When we work with Joel and Kule and the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a very long time, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ibrahim. Mongode. Ahmad Waziri.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Ahmad Waziri. I am the Information Management Officer for Nutrition Sector in Northeast Nigeria. Thank you.
Hello, Ahmad. Christelle.
Hi, everyone.
Christelle.
I'm Crystal Barkashi. I'm the IMO for the nutrition sector in Lebanon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Abdul Bassett Salkini.
Hi, Jerome. Thank you for this invitation. Thank you, Shabib. Hi, colleagues. This is Abdul Bassett Salkini, the Information Management Officer in Northwest Syria. Thank you.
Okay. Abdullah.
Yes, I am Abdullah Al-Ghaili from Nutrition Cluster Yemen IM.
Okay, very good. So now we come to our in-house guys. Ibrahim.
We still have Obaid, I think, not to introduce himself.
Who?
Obaid.
Oh, sorry, Obaid, please.
Thank you very much, Jerome and Shabib. I'm Abid Hassan. I'm working at Cox Bazar with nutrition sector as an information management officer.
Okay, great. So now Ibrahim. Ibrahim, are you there? I think you're muted, Ibrahim. Okay, well, Shabib has already introduced himself, so I think I'll just introduce myself again. My name is Jerome Shagai. I've been working on the DHIS2 configuration and deployment for the Global Nutrition Cluster since January of 2021. And we have finally got to the point where we're about to finish the configuration and deliver the product. So today is more like a walkthrough to show you the features that we've configured and how the deployment will happen, and then also the functionalities of all the users that we anticipate will be using the program around the world. So I'm just going to share my screen now, and I'll share some slides just so that I can have some talking points. Okay. So I'm not going to go through the whole presentation because some of it is outdated. I just want to give you some background. So, like I said earlier on, we've been working on a DHIS2 instance since January of 2021, and we've tried to make it a very collaborative exercise. We've consulted very broadly to establish the features and to know the working configurations of all the countries that we hope will be using the DHIS. This consultation actually involved many phases of needs assessment, suitability analysis. This is for infrastructure and capacity, and then the compatibility assessments. So this was ensuring that if we introduce the DHIS2, the stakeholders will be able to run with it without it interfering or overlapping with the system they currently use. We've also tried to consult other DHIS2 efforts or incorporate other DHIS2 efforts that were existing, because apart from this instance for nutrition in emergency, you also hear about another instance of the DHIS2 that is more for routine developmental centered work. So we've worked very hard to align both of them and to make sure that they don't form parallel silos when they're deployed. Like Shabib was saying earlier on, what we've tried to do is design a data warehouse. So what this means is that we're trying to get all the partners who work in nutrition and emergency on board, and to use a system that warehouses all the information needs in a way that is easy to access and easy to share amongst all stakeholders. So when we walk through it, you will see that we have quite a comprehensive database that covers quite a very broad area of work. Covers everything from screening and referral all the way to funding, capacity development, and management of severe wasting. The work that we've done was planned in 2 phases. So the first phase was to design a database, and this was based around the data set that is called the partner reporting form. I'm going to show you that very shortly. And then after we've done this database design and customized the key features, and we then went on to develop some applications, which Shabib was telling you earlier on. And those applications were developed mainly with Ibrahim Anam's help. He's on this call, and there will be some sessions next week to walk through those applications. Yeah, so today's work, or today's walkthrough, if you want to call it that, is mainly focused on the aggregate reporting, which is simply data capture, data quality control mechanisms, data visualization. These are the 3 things that that the aggregate reporting covers, and it doesn't seem like much if you look at it from a PowerPoint, but it's actually quite comprehensive. It covers a lot of operational details for nutrition in emergency. And then the phase 2 covers more features that are customized for NIE, and those are the ones that will be treated next week. Okay. So let me quickly show you. Trying to show you the just a minute. Let me show you the yeah. I want to show you the partner report form, but that's not open at the moment. Yeah. Okay. How many of you know about this form or about this data set? Anybody?
I think they have it, but in different shape. But most of them, they have the 5W, but in different way.
Okay. So when we talk about the database that we've configured or we have designed in the DHIS2 for NIE, this is what we're referring to. It's called the partner report form, and it's supposed to be like one size fits all for all the compartments that happen during nutrition in emergencies. Yeah, I told you earlier on, this covers all the way, everything from screening and referral to management of severe wasting, both inpatient, outpatients, and moderate wasting, and then blanket support feeding program, macronutrient supplementation, deworming, infant, young child feeding, capacity development, and cash. Yeah. So this is this is what the core of our DHIS is based on. So now let me go through and show you the key things we'll be talking about today. So this is a test instance that we're currently working on. This is going to move the next few weeks, but for today, this is the test instance. You can please copy this into your URL and navigate to the site and try and test the username and the password, because we're going to do an exercise when I'm done today. So please confirm that they can log on to this instance and you can enter using this username and password.
Can you share it in that chat box?
Okay. Okay, please, I would like you all to try to log in. Okay, it didn't work. What does this say?
It's worked for me.
I got.
It was
Hang on one second.
the origin
It
server
didn't
did
work
not
for
find
me.
a current representation of the target resource or is not willing to disclose that one exists.
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
I said the origin server did not find a current representation for the target resource or is not willing to disclose that one exists.
Mine says the same thing.
Are you using
Google Chrome,
which
please
browser?
try.
Chrome.
Which browser
Chrome,
are you using?
Yeah. I'm using Chrome.
Oh, really?
Jabin, it's work with her. Me, it's work with me.
Can
Ahmad,
you-
it's work. I think Crystal, Andy, network.
Whoa. Can you
So it work with Crystal is good. It work with most of them except Andy. Yes. Andy, can you change to Google Chrome rather than Firefox?
Let me see.
No,
I think so.
even the person that says Google Chrome didn't work?
No, most of them now they say in the second time it's work. You can share your
Okay,
screen and log in just to show them.
Now it works with so you should see a screen like this, yeah? If you see anything else, then I'm afraid you've gone to. This is what you should see on your screen. Yeah. So try to log in, and you should see this. This is the default.
On Chrome, for me, it does the same thing. But don't worry about it because I'm not going to be able to stay the whole time anyway. So it's better that you go on, and as long as I can see what you're doing, I think it's fine.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Maybe you're behind a firewall.
It's
if you're
possible.
using the office computer, you're behind a firewall.
It's either I'm not sure if I've got a VPN that is going through as well. So, but don't worry.
Okay, that's fine. We'd like to have you, but if you can't log in, I'm really sorry. Okay, so this is some sample dashboards that we've done, and this is what we're going to produce a dashboard just like this by the end of the session. Yeah. So I'm going to walk you through the simple thing that you would do as a user. Yeah. There's an ordinary user and then there's admin user, and your normal user would normally do your ordinary user would normally do. Okay. Well, this is strange because the resource is there. I'm not sure why you can't find it. Maybe you should try incognito or refresh or clear your cache, clear your browser's cache and see what happens. Adamu, do you have something to say?
No, it's working now. Yeah, I've been able to get it on back on the Chrome and Microsoft Edge. It's working now. Yeah.
Okay, good. Did you log in?
Yes, I have.
Okay, fantastic. So I will take you to 3 of the basic functions that you would normally be associated with. And these functions are generally how to get data onto the system, which is data capture, how to validate that data, which is data quality control, and then how to analyze and use that data. There's 3 functions that your average IMO will be doing. There are more advanced functions that the country admin will do, but those are not concerned for everyday users. So we're not going to go through them for now. So when you log into the DHIS instance, the first thing you normally will do is capture data. Yeah, and it is a straightforward process. If you look on your screen to the top of the right-hand corner, you see what looks like a grid. Now, if you select on that grid, you see the applications that have been configured on the system, and you go to data entry. Yeah. and then navigate to the facility that you want to work with. So let's say that I want to work with Brownie Dispensary in a dessert district in food region. So I'll select that. And by so doing, all the data sets that have been enabled for my health facility are now enabled for me to capture the data into. So I'll then go and select the data set that I'm looking to work with. So in this case, let me say I will start with screening and referrals, because that's normally the first point that the nutrition in emergency intervention starts from. Yeah. So once I do that, then I'll select the period, and then all the other options, you see here are additional parameters or categories that we've configured to help with more defined analysis. So when you're doing 5W, all of this will be necessary for you to actually have. So the next one I do is my agency name, then who's funding me, then which partner I'm using, then what type of site, is it fixed or temp or temporary? Then is the site functional? Then what type of beneficiaries? And then is it part of the HRP or not? And once I do that, then I'm enabled to capture the data. So the process is quite straightforward. It's simply a question of you normally have a monthly summary form, and then you just go and fix the numbers in. Yeah, you put the numbers in, and you simply push the numbers in. This is a straightforward process. In some instances, you might be able to upload the data from a third-party tool. We have installed some third-party tools here that you can use. We have bulk load, and there are some other third-party tools that you can download from the DHIS2 store. But normally, you capture the data just like this, punching it in. And most times, it's done monthly. Although it's possible to do it daily as well, or weekly. But the default time for most operations is monthly. Any questions so far? Okay. Now, once you're done with capturing a particular data set for a particular period, it is recommended that you go down to the page and click on complete. Now, what complete does is it will help you record that data as having been captured and captured on time, because the DHIS has something called a completeness analysis that records how data has been captured and when it was captured, to show that a reporting period has reached a threshold of completeness. And this is different from country to country. Wherever you are, they have thresholds for completeness. So normally, when we have finished capturing data, you should go down and click complete. Once you click complete, then you can run validation. Yeah. So these processes are quite straightforward, and they're quite intuitive. Once you have done all of this, then your data has been registered, and then you can then go and do all the reports, all the analysis that you need to do on them. Are there any questions so far or any observations? Please interrupt me if you need to. Okay. So let's keep moving. That's just one data set. After you finish your screening and referrals, you should then go and complete the other data sets. Let's go to severe wasted inpatient, and it's the same process. You put the numbers in, you complete, you validate. Same thing with outpatient. You put the numbers in, you complete, and you run your validations. And the same thing with infant, young child feeding, the same process. And growth monitoring and deworming, accountability for the populations, same process. Capacity development, same process. It is very likely, in fact, it's probably the norm that much of this will be captured by different people. So the server administration for whichever country is running it will allocate resources as needed on a case-by-case basis to the people who need to work with them. But all of them can access and capture their own part of the operations. So once this is done, then we move on to probably the more important things. This is very, very important as well, but people want to see output. They want to be able to get data for operations and for reporting and for sharing. So that's like the meat of the work, the output. So to get output, there are three. Let me quickly. So there are three data analysis tools that the DHIS comes with. The first one is the pivot table, the second one is the visualizer, and the third one is the GIS. And I'm going to walk you through all of them just now. And then there's an information product, which is the dashboard, but the other ones that are available as well. But the one that's most commonly used by most users for ease of access and also for high visibility is the dashboard. And we're going to configure dashboard at the end of the session. So the tools you should know about, and the tools that are always available for you to analyze data, are the pivot table, the visualizer, and the GIS. So let me go now and talk about the pivot table. So no questions so far? Okay. So the pivot table is again at the same spot that you will find all the applications. That's the grid that's next to your name. And if you click on it, a question from Wesley. Can this be aligned with national countries' present systems, or is it a standalone for UNICEF? Good question. When I was doing my introduction, I spoke about the process that we went through to set up the DHIS, and one of them was to talk to countries, many countries, or as many countries as we could, on what the systems that they deploy or they have deployed are. And that process was to help us understand how a DHIS2 implementation would marry or will coexist with systems that are already in use. This is because we are very mindful of the fact that we didn't want to create a parallel system, but we wanted a system that people could run with, that didn't break their rhythm and didn't stop the trends and didn't in any way become a part of the problem. So if you use ODK, for instance, or if you use Excel spreadsheets, or if you're using even Access in some cases, we can actually, it is possible for you to get the DHIS system in, to integrate your access to DHIS through either a straightforward export-import or an API. Even if you use paper forms, we can still arrange for a seamless import of the data that they currently use into a system, into the DHIS instance in your country, so that all your legacy data is not lost and the system just continues from where it stops. A short or straightforward answer to that is that no, it's not a standalone for UNICEF. It can and should be used by all the partners, WFP, FAO, all the people who are working in nutrition in emergencies. It can and should be used by all their implementing partners, and also by the program itself if they need to. Does that answer your question, Mr. Wesley? Hello? Hello, Wesley, are you still there? Okay, Mr. Masawa? Sorry, Mabasa.
Oh, okay. I thought there's a Masawa there, so that's why I hadn't reacted. Thank you. Thank you for. No problem. No problem. So I just wanted to also find out about. I mean, maybe these are country-specific circumstances. For instance, in Myanmar, there's quite a push to have some kind of joint coordination sort of like mechanisms, but I think the implications data-wise is perhaps to have some data that relates more closely to what I could call here nutrition sensitive related data needs. So I wanted to know if there's that flexibility and interoperability to accommodate or to be able to work across other data systems that may not necessarily be focusing on indicators that are dedicated, say, towards the kind that we're seeing in this database.
Okay, if I hear you correctly, are you saying that you have some other data collection tools that you're using, and you want to see if you want to know if it's possible to integrate into the DHIS instance, or is that what you mean?
Partly, yes, it means that, but partly it is also to say, is the DHIS system system itself that flexible to accommodate, say, what I can generally call nutrition sensitive sort of like data needs, and I don't know if I'm clear on that.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I understand what you're saying. But did you see the partner reporting form that I displayed? This one, let me show you again. This form. Did you see this form? Hello, Mapasa?
Yes, I saw the form, but sorry, I was muted. But I'm saying I'm not very visually capable of seeing what is there. I mean, it's a bit too small for my eyes.
What about now?
A bit better.
Is it better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, so what we've configured is, as an entry point, we've configured this form just as an entry point. The thinking is that countries will have variations and additions, or will have their own tweak to make. So yes, it's completely possible for you to standardize at subnational level, at national or subnational levels. But this is the form that is going to come bundled with the application. Now, after you've deployed, you can then decide, amongst your working group, or whoever is running the HMIS systems in your country, that this particular elements or indicators don't address your needs, and you can cause changes to be made as needed. But by default, this is the ones that have been configured and will come bundled with the software. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does answer the question. Thank you very much.
Okay. Is there a question from Lucy? I think I saw a question from Lucy, did I?
Yes, I posted.
Yeah, we're trying to explore a system for routine and regular reporting system for National Nutrition Action Plan. This would include outcome subnational level indicators plus output indicators plus output indicators such as training and process level indicators. Would DHIS handle such? Looking at national, subnational. Presently, we have the prototype Excel. The answer is yes, because ideally, when you're running a DHIS, you want to start from the smallest units. It's normally a bottom-up approach. So the hierarchies are normally all-inclusive. They will normally include the smallest service delivery unit and those who aggregate upwards to the next level, which is normally district, and then a state, and then regional, and then national. If you're asking if you can capture data for both systems in one instance, again, the answer is yes, depending on how the administrator is allocating permissions to users. Is this the answer to your question, or did I get your question correctly, Linda? Lucy?
Yes, you did. Actually, I should have said National Nutrition Action Plan and the County Nutrition Action Plan, because when we tried to do a net-term review of our previous action plan, we had a serious gap in what was leading to improvement in outcomes, whether it was the level of capacity of the health workers, whether it was processes that are mainly not necessarily reported as routine services in health facilities. It was a big gap. So we are trying to explore ways that we can be able to regularly, a bit more regularly, maybe quarterly or even semi-annual, be able to monitor that. And I see from what you have presented, I see like DHIS software is a possibility. We already have DHIS in use in Kenya, mainly for administrative data. Over and thanks.
Yeah, it's certainly possible for you to configure different levels of users and different types of, or even different dates. But it has to be managed carefully by user access and by setting up indicators that actually respond to the differences. So it's possible to do that. The conceptually it is actually able to do that, but it has to be managed by the administrator properly. So the answer is yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jabin. Yeah, this is the problem that we are having, and it's caused because, first of all, can you do two things, Ma? Please clear your cache to make sure that you're not using the previous to make sure that the previous data from your other login is not blocking the DHIS. And then B, try what the user I've given you and tell me if you still see this error. If you see it, then I have to look at, please confirm that you're using test user. Marjabin, please confirm that you're using test user and the user I gave you.
Yes, the link that you have shared today, I'm using that one. I'll
No,
clear
no,
the
the
cache.
user.
Yes, the user that you have shared over here in this team.
Did you play the cache?
I'm doing it now again.
Please do that and then let's see what happens. Okay. So now let me go and do a pivot table. I'll come back to you, Ma. So this is generally what a pivot table looks like, or in fact, this is what the pivot table looks like. And it is supposed to work just like the Excel pivot tables work. What you're doing basically is you're selecting data by 3 dimensions: when, where, and what, which is part of the dimensions for your the 5 Ws. Yeah. If you look to your left-hand side, these are all the parameters, from the data to the period to the organizational unit, and then to all the other categories that you might have selected or configured. And what they do is that they help you fine-tune your analysis. So let's say that I wanted to check. I wanted to do a pivot table of management of severe wasting admissions. Yeah. So the first thing I have to do is select the data. And if you give me 2 minutes, I'll do a sample and then you can log in and try it yourself. So the first thing you should do is select data. And when you come to select data, you try indicator or data element or data sets or events, data items or program indicators. Right now, try data elements because we've populated those. And then we're done to look at management of severe wasting in patients. And once you selected that, you will see that there's a lot of options available for you. And what we're looking for is new admissions. Yeah. So if you double click that, it then becomes it moves from available to selected. The next thing you choose is your periods. By default, the DHIS renders the last 12 months, but you can change it to any period you want to. And then the last thing you normally do is your where, your organizational units. So I'm going to do this for food region, and then I'll come to the right-hand side and I'll update. What's happening here? I'll come to the right-hand side, I'll update, and it should normally render my data here, but I'll just check why that's not happening. Yeah. Okay, it wanted me to talk about to narrow it down some more. So this table here shows me what this table here has rendered for me is information on management of severe wasting inpatient new admissions. Let me quickly. Can you see clearly? Ah, great. So that's my first visual. So could you try this as well? Try it on your own and let's see what your feedback is. So let me refresh and we'll try from the beginning, yeah? So you should log in and then go to pivot table. Yeah. And then we want to do a pivot table showing us management of severe wasting inpatient new admissions last 12 months. So go to data. That's already open by default. And then select data elements. And then select management of severe wasting inpatients. And then select inpatient new admissions. Leave your periods the way they are. By default, the last 12 months. And then come to organizer units and go to Desert District. And then update. So what do you have? What is your result? Anybody?
The March admission is 11,460. Airport 6,832. Yeah, basically just exactly what you have on your screen.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now let's do some adjustments just to show you how the pivot tables work. Yeah. So after you've rendered the table, you will see that on top there's a menu. Yeah. So the menu will help you make some adjustments how you like. So first of all, let's change the periods to last 3 months. Yeah, because 6 months is normally 12 months is usually too far. You want to know what's happening in the last 3 months since it's an emergency. So change the period to last 3 months. Is that okay? Are you successful? Okay, great. So go to layouts and let's see if we can move things around. Yeah. So make the let me see. Let's change the let's switch the columns and the rows. Yeah. So let's make this, since it's only one data element, let's make the data element into the row dimensions, and let's make the periods into the column dimensions. Yeah. Yeah. And what do you see? It should be like this. Okay, now let's add one more dimension to let's add one more element to the visual. So let's go back to data and let's add discharge coverage.
Which the it's 12 o'clock. Okay. Oh, I'm in another meeting, but I'm coming down.
So let's go back to the data and let's add 2 more dimensions. Yeah. Let's add non-recovered, discharge non-recovered and discharge died. Yeah. And let's update. Are you following? Great. Okay, so now let's save this visual. Let's save this visual. This is going to be one of our tables in our pivot table. So to save, sorry, in our dashboard, sorry. To save, you have to go to favorites. Favorites is right next to updates. So to save, go to favorites, and then click on save. And give it a name that you remember. Because we're going to put this in our dashboard in about 10 minutes. The description is optional, yeah? So now we've saved the first visual, yeah? Yeah? So please be sure to save this. And then let's do another pivot table for some more for some other dimensions. So to do a new pivot table, go to favorites and then click on new. Yeah. So now we're going to do another pivot table that will also go in our dashboard. So again, we're still working with management of severe wasting. Yeah. So the same method, go to data, then click on management severe wasting inpatient. Yeah. And then this time let's do inpatient old cases referred from OTP. Yeah. So this time we're going to do it across more than one location. Yeah. So inpatient severe wasting move from other stabilization center. Then the period do last 3 months. Yeah. And then this time let us do let's do select all the districts under food region. Yeah. Because this time we're going to do a comparison between different locations. So let me know if you're on the right track. Thumbs up. Anybody there? Great, 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 fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go and change the layout. Yeah. Since we have more than one yeah. I'll change the layout. Let me. Yeah. So make the layout like mine. And then save it. And by the way, Majabin, are you able to follow us?
Yeah, I'm looking at the view which you are representing. Unfortunately, the same error is occurring over here. I'm unable to do it.
You can't log into the system. You can't.
I can log in, but I cannot enter anything.
Okay, but can you access the pivot table?
Yes, I can access the pivot table, but
Okay,
it
so
does not
please,
show the new. Yeah, when I go to the favorites, it just shows me the open option. The rest of the options are disabled.
could you screen grab for me, please?
Sorry?
Could you just screen grab for me? Just show me a visual of what you can see. Okay, let's try and move quicker because we only have half an hour to go and we have to finish the dashboard. And Ma, please screen grab for me so that I can see what you're saying. The rest of us, please just save this visual, this pivot table. Okay, please try to give it a unique name so that you don't take somebody else's work. So let's save this, and then that's our second visual, and that's generally the concept behind visuals, behind pivot tables. It's just select your data, move it to the right, update, then rearrange the configuration or rearrange the layout.
Can you share, Jerome? Can you share your screen again, please?
Oh, you can't see my screen?
Yes, just a few minutes. Okay, good.
Okay, so that's the. By the way, we have some resources online. Shabib will share a link with you so that you can actually access it on your own time. And there's also DHIS2 fundamentals that you can access online, and you can go through this as well. So now let's look at visualizers. Yeah. So you can actually turn this into a chart if you wanted to. That's one way of doing visuals. But let's look at the actual application itself. So let's go back, go home. And then navigate to data visualizer. By the way, not event visualizer, but data visualizer. Yeah. Sorry, Mark, could you send me the screen grab by Skype, please? So it's the same concept, yeah, but this time it renders visuals for you. So let's go again to this renders visuals for you, and then you can rearrange them. So let's go and do a visual. Let's go and do a visual of yes, you can, Lucy, whenever you need to. Okay, and let's do a visual. Let's go back to where we were before, and let's do a visual of. Let's do a visual of management of severe wasting outpatients. Yeah, this one is outpatient, not inpatient. Outpatients. So the same concept. Go to your data, select the data elements, and then the group you want to work with is management of severe wasting outpatients. Yeah. Yeah. So once you come here, you have your options, and then this time let's look at this chart defaulted. Yeah. Updates. Don't worry if you don't see this, you haven't finished your configurations yet. Go to when you don't see any data, go to the org units and select food region. That's where we've put some data. And then select all the all the districts. Ooh, what's happening here? Let me just quickly check this. Maybe we don't have data in this particular. Quickly. Just want to see if, yeah, we have some data. So why was it not showing? Okay, so
This time you put inpatient. When you were doing it before, you put outpatient.
yes, I want us, what, just this time?
Just now, when you were trying to get it to do it, you had put outpatient, but this now you put inpatient.
Thank you for that. Let me put outpatient. Actually, because I want us to look at outpatients. Yeah, there's some data. Down. Okay, so let's look at discharge cured. I'm sure that one has data. So I'll just start all over again and we'll look at discharge cured. Okay, so start from the beginning, we'll go to our data. And then we select the data elements and data element group. And let it be minimum of severe wasting outpatient. And then let's look at discharge cured, because that has some data. Date. Yeah, voila. So have you done this? Thumbs up. Okay, great. Any more thumbs up? Okay, so because this is a comparison between different locations, let's use only one period. So I recommend that we use February 2022. And to do that, go to period and remove last 12 months from the selected periods. And then the fixed periods, just choose February 22. Update. And you see a large block. And now we're going to adjust it so that you get the comparisons that we want. So when we do that, we'll go and move the org unit into the category, and then move the period into the filter and update. So now we have it across different districts for February 22. So this is management of severe wasting, outpatient, discharge cured. Yeah, are we following? Thumbs up, please. Thumbs up. So Magnat, I can see you, so I think I'm going to rely on you to give me a thumbs up. Magnat?
Yes, Jerome. Yeah.
I need a thumbs up from you, brother. Because I can see you. Okay, so let's look at what the options do for us, yeah? So the options are generally how to enhance the visual, yeah? You can put a trend line in, you can put a target line in, so on and so forth. I'll just put a trend line in. And then you can label the axis from the default title. You can put your own title. So I'm going to put a title on the y-axis. And then put a title on it. Yeah. And then you can also change the visual type here to a line if you wanted to. And then you can also change the style. So I'll make it a different style of date. Yeah. Wesley has a question. Presently, routine nutrition services are merged with routine health services reporting platform in Liberia. And as such, much of these data elements are not covers. What could be the way forward? Yeah, we find out a lot actually. And this is one of the reasons why we are pushing for a bigger footprint for nutrition on a national platform. When we interviewed some of our colleagues in places like I think Afghanistan and some other places, even Nigeria, there's a national instance that speaks mainly for health and has a small component for nutrition. So part of that intervention is to design things that have, or instances that have a much bigger nutrition footprint and meet the national health requirements, reporting restrictions or requirements through canned reports or through more creative reporting. So, for instance, if you have a national system that has many components from malaria to HIV to maternal health to all the other components that exist in your typical health space, the nutrition component, we can advocate for it to be bigger and include all the elements we need, or we can have an instance that speaks to the national server or the national instance through an API or just a simple import-export. But that sort of thing is best done by negotiation. Yes, Andy. By the way, does that answer your question, Wesley? Andy, can you use this software for other data? I would like to use something like this for M&E. Yes, certainly you can. It's just configure it. It's just configure it.
It does answer my question.
Say that again.
I said yes, it does answer my question.
I didn't hear you. Hello, can you repeat, please? I didn't hear you. Okay, Andy, yes, you can. You know, actually, even this instance is actually us using it for other data, because the name District Health Information System is actually designed primarily for health, but you find it being used for other interventions, including education, even HR and other interventions. So yes, you can use it for other data. Okay, can you save your visual, please, so we can move on and do some other visuals? So let's save this. You always have to save it, because if you don't save it, then once you refresh, it gets you a new page. Yeah. So let's save that. And we don't have a lot of time left, so let's do one more visual, and then we can go and do one map and do our dashboard. There's a question here from, but how time consuming is it to program it for other purposes? Well, not too time consuming. Once you've designed the tools, it should be quite straightforward to set up. Okay, so let's quickly do one more visual, and then we can go and do one map and finish our dashboard. So let's go to File, New, and then Data, Data Elements. Let's do Management of Model Wasting. Management of model wasting. And then let us do discharge non-recovered. Yeah. Discharge non-recovered. Let's do for the food for the whole region, because this time we're going to do it by gender. So management non-recovered, yeah. Management of model wasting, discharge non-recovered. Let's change this to, again, a fixed period, because we're dealing with, yeah, fixed period. And then go back to the left, the left to see the menu, and then scroll down to gender, yeah. Add to series, scroll down gender, add to series, and then select male, female, and update. Are you following? Thumbs up, please. I'm going fast now because I want us to try and finish this thing. Great, fantastic. So now let's change this into a pie, yeah? Since you're comparing male, female, let's change it into a pie. So where it says column on top of your page, just go there and then select pie and update. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Ah, fantastic. So let's quickly save this. Yeah. Save that, please. Okay, so now we have four visuals. So let's do one map, and then we'll configure our dashboard, and we should be complete with that. Yeah. So any questions on this, so that we can move on to the GIS? Is it all thumbs up? Okay, good. All right, so to do a GIS, we can do it directly on the maps, or we can do it from the visualizer and change to a map. But I want us to go directly and do it on a map, yeah? So go back to your grid, click on the grid, and you see maps. Yeah.
Jerome, you can continue. After that, you stay with Majabin, so we save the time.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. I'll do that. Okay,
Jerome, we cannot hear you. You can switch off the video, I think, for stream.
Hello? You still there?
Yes.
Okay. I have to change my internet source right now. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so can you see my screen? Do you should see
Please share it again.
Oh, okay. So right now we're going to do one visual for our okay. You see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the GIS. Let's quickly do a visual, and then we'll go and complete our dashboard. So when you come to do a visual on DHIS, it's just a question of adding layers. Yeah, what you're doing is you're adding a layer of information into the base map. So just go to where you see it says add layer is on the top left-hand corner. If you click on add layer, you see different layers that you can add. I normally start by adding the boundaries. That gives me a perspective that I can work with. So the first thing I normally do is I'll add the boundaries. And to do so, I'll simply select Christelle couldn't. Oh, what's happened to Christelle? Yeah, so the first thing you should do is select the boundaries. So go to where it says add new boundary layer. I'll be with you shortly, Christelle, to see what's up. Select food and animal region, and then select all the districts, or just once you've selected the food and animal region, then go to the levels and then click on district level and then add layer. That should give you this visual. Are you following? Thumbs up if you are, please. Let me see. Yes, Majid Bin also did have the same issue. What you should do is go to the gender and make sure that the male and female dimensions have been selected to the right-hand side. Otherwise, it doesn't give you so go to gender, then do add to series. And then when you add to series, you see it on your screen, and then go and select it and move it to the right-hand side. If you're patient, I can do it with you after this session, yeah? But let's try and do this. So thumbs up if you can see this. If you can see this visual? Great, 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 great. So now let's go back to layer and add, go to the boundaries again and just add the label so we can see, so we know which ones we're actually speaking of, yeah? So we know which, so it actually labels the districts, yeah? So the last thing you're going to do now is go back to the layer and then add a theme, and the theme is the actual data, yeah? So let's add a theme. Let's add data elements, data element group, maternal management of severe wasted inpatient, yeah. And then let's add the element. Let's add inpatient defaulted, yeah. Management of severe wasted inpatient defaulted. That's the second option, yeah. Thumbs up if you're following. Oh, no thumbs up. Ah, yeah, Magnat. Yeah. And then the period, let's choose only one period, because if you're rendering on a map, you don't actually want to do more than one period. So last month, and then the org units, let's make sure that we select district level. Yeah. And then lastly, and make sure that food region is selected and the level should be district. Yep. Oh, now click on add layer and you should have something like this. Thumbs up, please. Let me quickly make sure that I forgot to put the labels, but it's the names, but it's okay. So are you there? Hello?
Yes, Jerome, we can hear you.
Are you following?
Yes.
Okay. So add the labels then, please. Yeah. To add the labels, go to this little edit widget here, and then click on more actions, edit layer, and then you can go to style, and then you can add the labels, yeah? So add the labels in. Is that okay? Are you following? Great. Okay, now please save this. This is the last video what we're going to do. So let's save this. Go to File, Save. Yeah. Save map as it was management of moderate wasting. Defaulted, yeah. Okay. So you have 5 visuals now. It's 5 visuals you have. So the last thing we're going to do now is we're going to go to a dashboard and we're going to put everything in the dashboard, yeah? So again, go back to the grid and then you see dashboard. Yeah? Then click on dashboard. Are you with me?
Yes.
Have you reached the dashboard? Okay, good. So when you get the dashboard, you notice a small plus. There's a plus to the on top of your screen on the left-hand side. You see a plus there, yeah, a green plus. Yeah, click on that green plus. That allows you to add a new dashboard. Yeah. So give it a name. Any name you want, and you can describe it if you want to, and then go and search for the things that we just configured. Yeah. So if you remember, we did severe wasting, non-recovered, severe waste in the last 3 months. Yeah. So just click on them to include them and adjust them however you like. Like this is what I'm doing to my own. Yeah. I do this actually online. 3 months. Are you following? Thumbs up, please. Okay. Okay, so this is what is all about. One last thing, try to make your visual public or nobody sees it. So this is my dashboard. Have you done this? Have you been able to do this? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Magnat, thanks. Okay. Have we all, has anybody not been able to do this? Not been able to do it? Okay, Ahmad, what is happening on your screen, sir?
He mean yes, done. That's when he do it.
Okay, done. Okay. So anybody has not done it,
Okay.
I think everybody has done it, right?
We will share this video with them.
Okay, not done, Mabasa. Okay, what happened, sir?
I got left behind quite some distance, so I was just following through the motions and avoiding the practical bit. But I think with some second chance, I could be able to put this together.
Sure.
Okay. There are resources online that you can access to get more information. We have Agora that we have put some resources on, and there's also DHIS2 fundamentals that take you through all of this. And there's also we're also available. Me, Shabib, Ibrahim, and all of us are available to assist with anybody who needs more assistance.
So yes.
So any questions? Should I get
no, I just will do some announce. Yes, thank you, Jerome, for this aggregate data, and after that how we design dashboard. So everyone, never mind, we will share this video. We have also training materials in Agora, we prepare it. So whatever you don't understand, we have this material, so you can go step by step and you build your dashboard, and also you can add data element. So don't scare from data element, organization unit. All this we can cover it in Agora training with you. For second things, yes, this is aggregated data. As I mentioned before, it is 5W. So most of you working with 5W, you collect aggregated data. Next week, you will know the story behind this data. So for example, we know number of children treatment for SAM, okay, inpatient, but we don't know how this process going on. So next week, I think Ibrahim, he will take us how we can create a profile of mother and children, how we link this profile. After that, how we can do screening, and from screening, we can know this child, his MOAC or his weight for height. After that, the Z score, we know which program he will go, if it is SAM or MAM. So next week, we will speak about screening in Monday, screening and OTB, inpatient, outpatient, and individual. So you will know how this data aggregated and become summary to be entered as 5W. So this is from my side. Yes, anyone have a question, you can stay with Jerome. He can just stay with you, have one-to-one conversation with you until you be insured. For this test platform, it is now under IMAP server, but from next week, we will try to move it to GNC server. So also we will give you another link and username, password, so you can log in and apply whatever you are learning. So this is from my side. Over to you, Jerome. Thank you.
Thanks, Habib. Please let us know if you have any questions or any observations, and please reach out to me. I'm on Skype. I think there's a group that we are all on. Also, my email is jshagar@unicef. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much for coming, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.